asked him on numerous occasions if we could speak on the phone, but his reason for not wanting to was because he was nervous. I asked him to video chat, and he said his webcam was broke and his internet connection was bad. After a few months, we talked about meeting, but his excuse was he was too busy, and then he suddenly moved to Wilmington, North Carolina. Then he upped and vanished. Does he have any social media other than Instagram?
He told me that he didn't have anything really besides Instagram, and even on his Instagram, he really don't have much on there. So
I mean, this is like the perfect catfish. I mean, he has 0 posts. We're gonna get a hit? Are we gonna get a hit? Are we gonna get a hit? He is already 5 minutes late. And here comes somebody now. Is that him? Uh-oh. Is that him? Is that our catfish?
I'm freaking out. My heart is about to come out of my throat. I feel like I'm going to throw up.
What the... Okay, let's see what we got here. Let's see what kind of catfish we can reel in today. Alright, here we go. Email. It says, Dear Christy Marie, Neve and Max are too busy to help me out, so I thought I would ask you instead. I will introduce myself. My name is Ross and I'm 20 years old. I live in Roseville, North Carolina. Right down the road from me. About 5 years ago, later I met the love of my life on Instagram. His name is Billy. He randomly found me on Instagram and we talked through comments, and I gave him my phone number and we texted all night. Found out we had a lot in common. I quickly fell in love. I asked him on numerous occasions if we could speak on the phone, but his reason for not wanting to was because he was nervous. I asked him to video chat, and he said his webcam was broke and his internet connection was bad. After a few months, we talked about meeting, but his excuse was he was too busy, and then he suddenly moved to Wilmington, North Carolina. He said his parents were getting a divorce, and he was going through a lot of personal stuff, and I was there for him. Then he upped and vanished. That is never good. About a year later, he out of the blue messaged me through Kite, which was the app we always used for texting. And he was so sorry he said he was so sorry he dropped off the face of the earth. He explained he lost his phone and couldn't afford a new one. We began texting daily again, and now I really want to meet him and I need your help. Ross. Well, we will see what we can do. Let's get him on the horn.
Hey, Christy.
Hey, Ross. I just read your email, and I think I might can help you, especially considering since you are 10 minutes away. Wow. So, please tell me more about Billy and your relationship with him?
We met on Instagram, like I said in my email, about 5 years ago. About 5 years ago later. And we just got off so good. We texted all night and it was wonderful. And he helped me go through a lot of rough times. I had a lot of things going on in my life at the time, and he just was always there for me, and I don't know what I would have done without him. I don't even think about it.
I find it very odd he could never talk on the phone, which makes me think it could be a girl you are talking to, or maybe someone who is much older than 25.
Yeah, I'm kind of afraid of that.
It is never a good sign when they can't video chat and using every old excuse in the book, like their cam is broke, etc.
That's true, Christy.
He lives only 45 minutes away. He could easily find time to meet you.
I want to meet him so bad. Oh my God, yeah. I just think that he's the one. I just feel it right here.
Sounds like it's a catfish. Sounds like a catfish for sure that we are dealing with here.
I don't want him to be no catfish.
Well, I will help you get to the bottom of this, so why don't you come here to Magnolia and we can talk more about this, and I will see what I can do.
Sounds good to me. Thank you so much. I'll see you shortly. Bye.
Bye. Okay, let's go get ready for Ross, and we'll see if we can help him. Well, Ross is here. Hey, Ross, come on in. We'll just go right to the game room where there's more lighting in there. Okay, just have a seat right here in this chair. All right. Okay, so tell me more about you.
If I look down a lot, it's because I'm just, I'm really nervous. I'm just really nervous right now. Okay. I'm just really nervous. Okay. Okay, I'm originally from California. I moved down here to North Carolina when I was 12. My mom and dad have been split up since I was like about 9 years old, 8 or 9 years old, and I was always picked on in school, and called, fake names like faggot and queer and things like that, and it just, I think that when I was 13, and that's when I realized that I was gay, and I was just so scared to come out and tell everyone that I was gay. My dad got custody of me, and he disowned me. He didn't want any part of my life after I told him that I was gay. And it's a real touchy subject to talk about. I work at a bar. I work in a gay bar in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and I'm also going to school to do hair and stuff and makeup. So I got a lot going on. I got a lot on my plate right now, and trying to make ends meet. I mean, obviously I can't afford a new pair of glasses. So I'm just, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm nervous. I'm really trying hard not to bite my fingernails.
Okay, so let's go over this. Okay. You met Billy on Instagram 5 years ago later, and you and him text every day after you two met on Instagram?
Yes, day in and day out. Everything seemed so good, and then all of a sudden I didn't hear anything from him. I text him and nothing. I mean, I was like literally like, panicking. It was just, I didn't know where it was. I had no family contact, nothing. And eventually I just, had to forget him. And then boom, he randomly just popped up and, texted me. A year later, and telling me that his family had divorced and that he was going through a lot of rough times. And so I don't know if that's true about his family divorcing. I don't even know if it's true that if he lives in Wilmington. I mean, he might still live in this area right here, and so that's why I contacted you, Christy. I really need some help. I mean, I'm stumped. I'm ready to meet him. I'm ready to meet the love of my life. I mean, I can't imagine, having to part from him again. I mean, the first time was it was so hard. I didn't know what happened to him. I was worried sick about him. I didn't eat, sleep for days. I really wanted to work. I really wanted to work, and I really want to be who he says he is.
Wow. May I see some of the text messages on your phone, please?
Yes, you certainly can. Just let me pull them up for just a minute. They're so sweet. He's just such a sweetheart. He's just such a sweetheart. Here you go.
Seems like that, you two do have, something cute going on. Just out of curiosity, whose idea was it to use Kike to send text messages?
Actually, it was my idea. I had Kike on my phone already, and I was already talking to a lot of my friends on Kike, so I just suggested we just talk on Kike, and so that's when, I don't know if it's Kik or Kike, but either way, it's a messenger that I talk to my love on.
Does he have any social media other than Instagram?
Any other social media? Not that I know of. He told me he did not have a Facebook, didn't have a Twitter, didn't have a, what's that called? It'll come to me in just a minute. I'm still real nervous. He told me that, he didn't have anything really besides Instagram, and, even on his Instagram, he really don't have much on there, so, I mean, he definitely doesn't have a Facebook page. I mean, I searched for him and I didn't find anything under, his name.
Not having a Facebook, I find that as a red flag. Did he send you any photos of him?
Yes, he sent me 2 photos.
Only 2? Jeez, I mean... May I see them?
Oh my god, he is such a hottie. Oh my god. I would be glad to let you see him. And he's so fine. He's so fine. He just blows my mind. The 2 right there that he, there's the 2 right there that he sent me.
Okay. I find the photos shady. It's obvious that you really care about this guy. And he is returning the same feelings. And it seems if he cares so much about you that he would make time, so you guys could meet up. So here's what we're going to do. So you send me all the information that you have on him, and I'll start the investigation, and I will get up with you as soon as I find anything.
Okay. All right, that sounds great, Chris. Like I said, I am so glad that I could contact you. I sure wish that you had a partner, to help you with all this investigation.
All right. Well, I'll get up with you soon.
Okay, I'll see you soon, okay? All right, I'll just show myself out the door. Bye.
Okay, so, we're getting ready to see what we can find on Billy. Okay, so here's what we know. 5 years ago, later, Ross met Billy on Instagram. They communicated through comments, and then they exchanged phone numbers. They text day in, day out, fell in love. Ross asked Billy if they could talk on the phone, and Billy used the excuse he was too nervous. Ross asked him to video chat, and Billy came up with excuses like how camera was broken, yada yada yada. After a few months of communicating via text messaging and living in the same small town, Ross asked Billy about meeting up with him, and Billy used the excuse that he was too busy. Then he suddenly said he had to move to Wilmington because his family were going through a divorce. Then, not long after that, Billy stopped communicating with Ross for a year. Then a year later, Billy out of the blue texts Ross explaining he didn't have a phone, couldn't afford a new one. And they continued their relationship, and Billy still uses the excuse he's too busy to meet up with Ross. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go and look at the email that Ross has sent with the information that he has on Billy. Okay, it says, Christy, here's all the information I have on Billy. His Instagram account name, Billy Boy Like It Like That. Phone number 910-441. He said he works at Dick's Sporting Goods in Wilmington, NC. I think he said his mom name was Betty. I think his dad is Robert. That's really all the information I have, and I hope you're able to find something to give me answers. Thanks again, Ross. Alright, so we don't have very much to go on. We have his Instagram, we have a phone number, and we have the name of his work and his mom and dad's name. So I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go and pull up his Instagram and see. We're going to pull up his Instagram and we're going to see what we have here, which does not look like a whole lot. I mean, come on. I mean, this is like the perfect catfish. I mean, he has 0 posts and he's only following 10 people, and they're all like celebrities and like Katy Perry and Beyonce and Selena Gomez. So this definitely, without a doubt, looks like a definite catfish. Okay, so we have nothing on Instagram that can give us any clue to anything about this guy. So we're definitely, looks like, you know, that guy right there is not the guy that Ross has been talking to. So what we're going to do is we're going to download these images, and then we're going to do a Google reverse search, and we're going to see if we can get any hits. Okay, let's drag this photo over here and see if we get a hit. We're going to get a hit. Are we going to get a hit? Are we going to get a hit? Are we going to get a hit? And booyah! We got a hit. Best guess for this image, flat pea poppy. What? Okay. Wow. Okay. Instagram right here. So, we do know that he is not talking to this guy. I mean, look at this right here. I mean, this right here. We have a ton of photos here of him, and he's definitely does not look like he is gay. I mean, there are a ton of pictures here. So that answers that. Let's go to his Instagram real quick. This is all of his Instagram pictures. He has 609 followers. He has 609 posts. He has 160,000 followers. And his name is Brian. He is originally from Austin, Texas. And he definitely is not gay. And it's definitely not the guy that... And he has a black cat. And in fact, it looks like he has 2 black cats. So he's a pretty cool guy. Look, he's a pretty cool guy. And his cat looks like my cat, Lulu. That we definitely know that this is the guy that Ross is not talking to. So, there you go. So the question is, who's the guy behind the mask? Or girl behind the mask? So I guess the next thing for us to do is, man, he's got some pretty black cats. They look like Lulu. Look, that one looks like Lulu. Just like her. Aww. Okay. So, there's no point in even reaching out to this guy. Next, we need to do a phone number search and see who's registered to that phone number. see if we can get any hits. Well, let's see what name. Okay, let's see what name comes up. Connection successful. Secure data sources locked. Okay. Oh man. Sorry, we cannot find any results. Please refine your search parameters and search again. No look on the phone number, which is odd. So, at this point, we have no clue. Alright, so right now, that was a dead end. So, the next thing I need to do is I'm going to go to Facebook, and I am going to type in Billy, see what happens to come up. He said he did a Facebook search for him, but it would not be Catfish. It's Billy Williams, North Carolina. Wilmington, North Carolina. And the person's photo page. Washington, District of Columbia. Okay. Looks like it's a black building. I'm not sure. That's the Billy Williams right there. I don't know. We have done a search for Billy Williams, and I mean, it's just too many people that we would have. There's just too many people with that name. So we just, we can't contact every Billy Williams in North Carolina. The best thing to do is, at this point, I mean, we know that the guy that's in the pictures is not the guy that Ross has been talking to. So, and then we found nothing on the phone number, and now Facebook is like a dead end right now too, because I mean, there's just too many Billy Williams. In fact, there's a lot of Billy Williams in North Carolina, and we surely cannot contact every one of these. So I think the best thing to do is just go to Ross. Go to Ross and talk to him, and go to Ross and show him this little bit of information that we have. I think I think that he's going to be pretty upset when he finds out that the guy in the picture is not the guy he's been talking to. So, I'm going to text Ross right now, tell him to come over here, show him this little bit of information, and we'll see what he wants to do next. Okay. Yep, it's definitely a catfish, but I'm telling you. But who is, I mean, this is a mystery right now. Who is behind the mask? This is getting interesting.